Hi, I'm Mike Wilson, president and founder of Hawk Analytics. We're the company that makes CellHawk, software that lets detectives and analysts rapidly get answers out of cell phone call detail records. Agencies using our software are telling us that they're saving substantial time during their investigations while also solving more cases. So let's go ahead and take a look at how they're doing this. This is CellHawk. It's a web-based application, and what it allows you to do is take the files that you get from a search warrant return from any of the major carriers. AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, Metro, T-Mobile, Cricket, etc. Take the files exactly as you got them, no need to clean them up, and simply drag them from your desktop over to your browser. That file was sent via secure encrypted link to the CellHawk servers. They opened it, inspected it, and detected that it was a Sprint basic CDR file. They found all the columns that were needed. In this case, we simply click Next, and it's going ahead and processing all 6,000 rows. And that fast, we're done. We just mapped 6,000 rows out of that spreadsheet. You're now done with the spreadsheet. We can get the answers using CellHawk. Typically, the first answers that folks want to know is where was this phone? We can go ahead and take a look at that by a hot list. We know the top 10 locations that this phone was at. We can see that this phone spent all its time in the South Bay of San Francisco. We can tell you where the phone lays its head. We can tell you the top 10 people that they talked to that quickly. But typically, the number one answer is, were they at my crime scene during the time of my crime? And what you see here is we've actually dropped a push pin in CellHawk at our crime scene. You can type in addresses, names of points of interest, lat longs. We'll put a push pin for you there. I've now selected the phone. What you're seeing is an icon for every antenna this phone used during the month of data. And we do see that this phone used an antenna near the crime scene. We can click on that and see not only were they there during the time of the crime, but any time during that month. And in fact, this phone was here 2 weeks before the crime, as well as during the crime. We have 2 phone calls placing the phone at the scene of the crime. So we know within literally a minute that this phone was most likely involved in this crime. That's some of the location-based answers. We can answer a lot of other questions. Where were they on such and such a day? Did they go anyplace unusual? A lot of those types of things. Second type of question that CellHawk can answer is what we call the behavior questions. How did this phone react? How did it move around town? What we're going to look at here is we're going to look at all 4 phones in this investigation. And what we're going to see is they get together at a restaurant, plan the crime, commit the crime, and return down to it. We've got a little VCR feature over here. I'm just going to go ahead and hit the play button. And what we should see here are some phones popping up. These are the antennas being used by different colored phones. Each phone gets its own color. They've moved up to the crime scene. The crime is now in progress. We have actually 2 phones at the crime scene during the time of the crime here. They've completed the crime, and now we actually see all 4 of the suspects together back here at the restaurant immediately after the crime was over. We've used this to look at drug traffickers and see when they travel to the border or when they bring drugs into a city. We've looked at a year's worth of data in 20 minutes, and we can tell a substantial amount about the behavior of the person holding the phone. The last type of answer that you typically would want is, who are they talking to? We mentioned that we can get top 10 records, but we can also do a full-blown link analysis. We'll switch that analysis now. I've left 1 phone selected. What we're looking at is a chart that shows every single phone that this person talked to. Further away is less often, closer is more frequent. We don't necessarily care about people they don't talk to but once or twice, so I've dropped minimum calls to 10. This is now their close associate network. These are the folks that this phone talks to a lot. But let's say that we only had 3 of the 4 phones in the investigation. We'll go ahead and add in the other 2. We now have a network of the associates of those 3 people. And in fact, if I wanted to find out who talked to 2 or more of my suspects, we have a minimum connection setting. I drop that. I now have 4 target phones that have talked substantially to 2 of my 3 suspects. If we didn't have our 4th suspect in this case yet, their phone number is actually in here. So that's a quick example of CellHawk, how agencies are letting their investigators rapidly get answers out of the data. Of course, you would expect our demo to work in a video like this. What's important is that this works for your data. We offer a 30-day free trial so that you can find out for yourself. Please click on the website or give us a call. We'll be happy to set that up. Thank you.